Hello, I'm Shelly Kramer, Principal Analyst at Futurum Research, and I'm here today at Enterprise Connect in Orlando, Florida. And I'm joined today by Gary Sorrentino, Global CIO for Zoom. Welcome. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So, how's your show so far?
I think it's great.
Always great here,
Always
right?
great here.
Always great here in Orlando where it's 93 degrees. So, Zoom has rapidly evolved from a killer app to a killer platform. Talk with me a little bit about that.
So, before the pandemic, 2019, Zoom was this killer meeting app. As the pandemic started, we realized that we had to be more than just a meeting app.
Yeah.
And so we developed this very unusual platform to help people have the solutions that they need, because it was more than just meeting. We finally got people home. The beginning of the pandemic was about just being connected. But then the second part of the pandemic was also being productive.
Right.
And so that's when we had to create products like chat. We had to create products that were like phone, things that would amplify the ability to work disconnected.
Right.
And so during the pandemic, as the needs started to change, we kept adding more and more solutions. And now we're this fully rounded platform.
Right. Including mail, right? An integration with email.
Right.
You've got Zmail, you've got chat.
So the platform consists of this. The first part of the platform is Zoom One.
Mm-hmm.
And Zoom One really, including mail, chat, is really for me. Zoom One is really, how do we make the person productive? And that's what we focused on. But now, as we're coming out of the pandemic, people are coming back into the physical offices. That's where Zoom Spaces came. Because we needed different parts of the platform to make people work physically together again.
Right.
And so we had Zoom One, really unleashing the human potential. Then we had earning the right of people's commute to come back into the office. And that's where Zoom Space is. How do we make it so that people who are in the office and not in the office are now having the same productive day with the equality and parity that they need and demand?
Right. And I think these are key sort of tenets of the future of work, and I know that you're focused a lot on that at Zoom. What else do you see ahead as it relates to the future of work and how technology is going to both drive and enable productivity and all of that sort of thing? Are you seeing some trends here at Enterprise Connect or anything like that as it relates to the future
Enterprise
of work?
Connect is only one word here this week, right? It's all AI. But in between that, I think what we're seeing also is our clients are trying to figure out, and we're working with them, is, okay, we have the employee experience. We have them coming back together experience. Now we have to work on the client experience.
Right.
And so we've been working with Zoom Contact Center, Zoom ZVA. And so how do we get that total experience? How do we make it so it's seamless so our employees, as well as their customers, are on the same platform and they have that seamless experience? TX is something people didn't think about until after the pandemic.
Right.
The employee experience was, that was an HR issue.
Right.
And the customer experience was a sales issue. Finally, they have to be tied together.
Right.
And that's what we're working on.
Yeah, and we're seeing a theme here at Enterprise Connect around employee experience and really thinking about employee wellness. And, when you talk about contact center, that's a really hard job. And so seeing that focus on employee experience and employee wellness, I think is really important right now.
Well, people have to upskill. There's a stat that says about 70% of employees today feel they're unsuited for the future of work. Mm-hmm. And so what we're trying to do is work with our clients to say, don't train them. Training is your job. Upskill them so they learn how to work together in this new environment.
Right.
Gen Zs came. They have a different way of working. They're changing the world.
Right.
They're helping make the future of work better. But they're asking major questions like, why do you do it that way? We have really bad answers. We keep saying because. And we're meeting in that balance now to say we're working asynchronously. They know how to do that.
Yeah.
Chat's not something that a lot of people used before the pandemic, and now chat is part of our whole lives.
Right.
We're all working asynchronous.
Well, and it's always been a part of their lives.
It's always been a part of their
digital
lives.
natives. The other thing, I actually read an article this morning that I thought was interesting. To your point about employees and upskilling, was that a large number of employees report that they don't feel appreciated. And sometimes not feeling appreciated has to do with workflows that are not being productive, or sort of, technology solutions that aren't up to date and that sort of thing. So I thought, and that they're leaving. If they don't feel appreciated, they're out. And that's problematic as well.
And I think it's a balance of, we call it magnet and mandate. You know, how many of the employees are waking up in the morning going, I want to go there, right? The other side of it is, well, I'm going because someone sent me a little note that said, so we're working with our customers to really rethink about the office. The office has to be more of a destination for collaboration.
Yeah.
And please don't come in if you plan on just doing Zoom calls all day. You know, you have to come into this building. We're going to set it up for collaboration. We're going to teach them. They're going to be appreciated. They're going to bond again. They're going to get those serendipitous moments. But it takes a lot, because you have to teach people that going back into the office is a meaningful day. Might not be productive in the sense of you didn't answer 30 mails, but you had a great bonding experience.
And you got good things done collaboratively.
Right. And both
as
of
well.
those are equally as important.
Right. So you mentioned the AI word, and you're absolutely correct. That is the key theme across this event today, and actually I think across the technology landscape. Talk with me a little bit. I mean, AI isn't new for Zoom.
No,
Talk with me a little
completely
bit.
AI powered platform.
Right.
I think the difference with AI today is this. As providers, we use AI. We center you in the camera. We take care of your background. We give you translation. We give you transcription. I think what's new about AI now is we're putting it in the hands of the users.
Yeah.
And now they're seeing the wonder of this function to say, wait a second, now I can get a little bit of assistance. I can make it so that I'm getting meeting summaries. Right? I mean, think about it. We record a lot of meetings, but I don't know if I want to listen to a 60-minute meeting, but I'll definitely read a 3-paragraph summary.
Right. Or action items.
Or action items. Or I can come in and say, hey, catch me up. You know, we're always 15 minutes late, but I don't have to stop the meeting to say, okay, who can catch me up? I can ask AI to do it. And also, you know, people today are better editors than authors. I would love to have somebody help me start my email and then work on it. That just gets me over that little writer's block at the beginning.
It helps a lot.
Yep. And so I think now we're finally taking the power that we've always known was there, and now the users are actually able to see it themselves in a language they understand. They're just talking to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Gary, as we wrap this conversation, what do you want to leave our viewers with about what's Zoom thinking about now? I mean, what are you thinking about? What are you most excited about?
So I think Zoom was there at the beginning of the pandemic. I think we've morphed to meet the needs of customers through the pandemic. We are here. The future of work is going to change the way we work. We want to be part of that. We want to change the way people work. We want to improve the future of work. We want to work with our clients to figure out what they need to do that. We're going to evolve with it. It's the greatest time in the world to be in technology. We have the option to change the future, and Zoom wants to be right there front and center.
That's awesome. And you're absolutely right. It is a great time to be involved in the world of technology. Thank you so much for spending time with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us today.